Going live. Everybody, we're going live. I was about to sing a different song and I went, I can't. That's just the going live song.
That's the going live song. We always sing the going live song.
Guys.
Today we're looking at the world through rose-colored glasses. Here, can I cover the whole camera?
Oh, that's really pretty.
Yeah.
Wait, let's see.
I'm trying to make like a filter with it.
We're recording episode 200.
This is episode 200.
200.
And like a typical like old married couple, we were like, hey, this is episode 200. And I was like, oh shit. And then Nixie's like, we have to do a thing. And it's like, yes, you are correct.
And then I was like, when you get home, can you walk the dog? I'm running out to get champagne.
Yeah, basically. Congratulations, we're awesome. Can you walk the dog?
I'll be back.
Yeah, basically.
We forgot to get champagne.
Yo, we did it. Episode 200.
Holy crap.
If we finish all the series,
yeah.
How many episodes?
I have not calculated that.
I don't want to think about it. Maybe we don't think about it.
I'm not going to because I'm pretty sure when we get there, the number may terrify us.
Here's what's going to happen. We're going to get close to the end of like we're going to finish SG1. And then we're going to get like into Atlantis and then decide if we're going to do what's the other one? Universe?
Universe. We're going to do Universe either way.
Okay, good. And we're going to get to like close to the end of Universe and we're going to be like, let's just record like 10 episodes right now. It's that thing where you can see the finish.
It's like the senioritis of the podcast.
Yeah. Like, let's just sprint to the end so we can drink. Speaking of senioritis, I am now officially a full-fledged senior. I just finished my semester. So we're going to double celebrate. The first thing I did after my last final, which was Thursday night, was I woke up
got out of
Friday
bed
morning, brushed
across my head.
But I cleaned the kitchen.
Yeah.
I sorted the mail.
Very nice.
And then I played Uncharted.
Listen.
Uncharted 3, Drake's Deception.
There's important things in life.
It's always the one I come back to. I love it so much.
I can't wait to finally someday play Uncharted.
Yes. I'm early enough in to where if you're bored at some point and I'm home playing, you're welcome to come play.
Okay.
Like on a weekend.
Okay.
Anything to report?
I don't know. We should probably just record. I mean, I have stuff to talk about.
Let's just get on with it.
But it's stuff that I would say for the real pod because it's pop culture-y shit.
Okay. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Let's go.
I was about to ask what episode we're on, but duh.
How dare you?
Welcome to episode 200 of There's No Place Like Terra, a Stargate First Watch Rewatch podcast. I am Nixie.
And I am Grace. And today we're going over SGA Season 2, Episode 4.
Yeah.
Duet. Which is appropriate because it's two.
There's two of us for 200.
2 of us. And it's just awesome. AKA, come back to me.
AKA our episode 200. I don't have an episode specific. There's too many good things.
There's so many things.
We will come across one, and this time I'm going to be smart enough to write it down so I don't forget it.
Good job. Well, yeah, we're just gonna get up into this EPA podcast. It's epic.
So we're gonna warn you guys. This is our 200th episode. We have a bottle of champagne on the desk with us.
Yeah, literally. Yeah, and Grace just finished finals, so it's going down. It's call the police. I don't know where that came from, but that's my new one. I think I want to say maybe Binge Mode said that at some point.
It wouldn't surprise me. I've been watching a lot of Binge Mode recently.
Yeah. By the way, listen to Binge Mode because I just love them.
Well, first of all, also they're doing a fantastic Star Wars run right now.
Yeah. They do. I did just start the Star Wars one. I just like the way they read things.
They read things good.
But I did that to someone.
And to be fair, there also are level of like inappropriate.
Oh yeah, they may be worse than we are.
Yeah, probably.
Like they get real creative with it.
They get real creative.
Anyway,
I mean, I think in the
call the police is my new exclamation of like I don't understand what's happening.
So pop culture things. I'll just start because we mentioned binge mode and Star Wars. Mandalorian is fucking awesome.
I haven't watched this week's yet.
This week's maybe
This
one
week's
of the
hottest club
best.
is Mandalorian.
It might be one of the best episodes of Mandalorian. There's a lot of the budget went to this episode.
Nice.
It's real fucking good.
A lot of baby.
Because I don't know when this is going to air. I will preface it should be episode 6. It's called The Prisoner.
Yes.
Yeah.
Episode 6.
To be fair,
of Mandalorian.
If I say this week is the best episode of Mandalorian, it could count as every single week.
Every single week of Mandalorian is pretty great.
Also, we are within 1 week of watching The Rise of Skywalker.
That's right. What?
I may lose my shit a little bit.
It's going to be exciting.
We are watching it Thursday night in this household.
Yes. Should we share with people that it's going to be a little while until they hear a regular episode again?
Yeah, so we're plotting.
Yes.
We have a couple very special things that are coming for you for the next couple weeks.
Yes. We're taking a bit of a holiday hiatus from the SG's.
Yeah, ish. We have one thing that always happens.
We're going to do a holiday special.
Yeah, thank you for words.
Yeah.
We're doing a holiday special that will come to you instead of on the Tuesday,
cast.
will come to you just on Christmas.
Yeah.
And then we also have, because of course, our Star Wars episode.
Yes, the Too Scary Didn't Watch version of.
I don't know if you've actually shared what we're doing for that yet.
Oh, no, I thought I did it live on the pod.
I don't remember. Because my brain doesn't work.
So I think I've shared recently that I've been watching this pod. I've been watching a podcast. I've been listening.
I mean, to be fair, our patrons watch our podcast, so
I've been listening to Too Scary Didn't Watch, which I enjoy because it's two people who've never seen a scary movie because they're too scared, and so a third person tells them this movie, usually with a guest. So
I feel like I've been on this podcast almost.
So we cannot get domestic partner boyfriend Jesse to watch the new Star Wars. He's like, I refuse. I don't want to do it. If I hate it, it's going to ruin everything, my entire childhood. So he is too scary. He didn't watch it. Our scary person. He's scared. He is not brave. So we are going to be the braves for him. And
I mean, I don't know if I'm considering myself brave. I'm like biting at the teeth to watch Star Wars. It's guaranteed I'm going to love it.
That's fair. So we're going to watch it and then we're going to tell it to him live on the pod.
And I still think we need to think of one specific thing that we are going to bullshit about in the film.
I think it'll happen.
And see if he calls an insight check on us.
If we've learned nothing about ourselves, is that we're do better on the fly.
I know.
So as long as we know that we're doing it, when the opportunity arises.
Well, I still think there might be a thing like as we're watching, we're like, oh no, that's the thing. But we're not going to plan how we're going to talk about it.
Yeah. But so that's coming up too after the holiday special, if you will. Sometime after, or
I don't remember the exact schedule, I'll be honest.
So holiday special and then TBA. After that, you will get
podcasts.
Don't worry, will come out every week.
Yes,
just on Christmas. Keep an eye for it on Wednesday instead of Tuesday.
Yes, but you will get something every week. Yeah. I just off the top of my head can't remember what our schedule looked like because I am only a quasi-professional podcaster.
I don't even know that I'm professional. I'm amateur.
Hey, listen, this is our 200th goddamn episode.
Well, we're not novice.
No.
Isn't amateur just above novice?
Well, no. That's why I'm saying quasi-professional.
Okay.
We're episode fucking 200, bitch.
Sure.
Episode 100. We survived 100 episodes, then we are an amateur.
Okay.
Episode 200, we're now quasi-professional.
How many hours is this? Have we met Malcolm Gladwell's owl?
I have no idea.
Anyway.
I don't want to know how many hours we've been doing this.
So many. 70 million. We average 3 or 4 hours when we sit together.
I don't know.
This is amazing.
Okay, so the other
exciting conversation to have too. Sorry, guys. Sorry, everybody. Sorry.
I'm only a little bit sorry. This is what people come to expect from this. So the other pop culture thing that it is not like sci-fi related. I don't care. it is a thing that I've been waiting for, that I just showed Grace 2 times in a row.
Yes.
The first full trailer is out for In the Heights.
It was pretty good. I've never seen it. I've only heard it sometimes in your car, like some parts of it.
You haven't heard it like all the way through.
The thing is, even when I hear it, it's with the commentary track on.
Yes.
Because I have a Nixie in the car.
Yeah, I can't.
So there's no actually hearing.
No.
Which
and
is
I'm
fun.
really bad at that.
I mean, I chose to sit in the car with the audio commentary. They're like, do you want to drive alone and listen without audio commentary? And he's like, no, I want the audio commentary.
Would you like to sit in the car with the person singing it just slightly off key?
Well, see, I like to think about like the random pieces of trivia that come with it.
Oh, that too.
Those are fun too.
That too.
Something dinged at me. We're gonna ignore it.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm muting
That's
that.
okay.
It's actually bartender Nick texting me that he butt dialed me.
False alarm. Alarmed falsed.
So no, In the Heights, I saw it twice on Broadway. Once when it first came out, I was one of the most like raw and visceral emotional reactions I've had in the theater was seeing it for the first time. It is how I fell in love with Lin-Manuel Miranda.
I was gonna say, Lin will do that to you.
Oh my God. And the thing is, this was his first like big show.
Yeah.
Like I didn't know who he was going into it. And I was like, I love you. Going out of it.
He's kind of awesome.
And I got a hug from him that night. So
I want, I know that they ran in similar circles. But I want him and Sam Riegel to do something together.
Yes.
Anything.
Listen, Sam has mentioned, like in passing, and I think in joking, to be like, oh, we'll get him on Critical Role. And I
know they're doing DuckTales together because I think Sam directs it.
Sam directs some DuckTales.
I just want to see those two energies collide.
If they ever, I think some sort of black hole would form. And I would dive directly into the black hole.
I think it would just be chaos.
Yeah.
But see, so Sam is just chaos, whereas I think Lin has some sort of alignment to his chaos.
He has like a productive chaos.
So just to see what happens when you like enable that fireball with a second fireball. Like,
I would also, here's the thing.
Here's what I wonder.
Yeah.
I wonder if Sam could be a bad enough influence on Lin to see Lin-Manuel Miranda go slightly chaos Muppet.
That I could see that. I also just impure if he was ever on the show, Campaign 2 doesn't have a bard. And
that would be funny.
Could you? I know there's many other ways, great characters he can be. However, I feel like I need to at first see Lin-Manuel play a bard.
Oh, you mean like actual D&D?
Yeah, no.
I just want them to do anything.
No, I'm saying anything. I'm just saying Campaign 2 doesn't have a bard.
That's fair. It doesn't have a bard.
And I feel like they need a bard.
Yeah. Well, I feel like Jester does a decent job of it, but yeah.
Yes, however.
I don't have an official job, a bard. Yeah. I don't know if everyone's caught up this week, but I've never loved Laura Bailey more in my life. And the fact that she's like, fuck these awards, I want to go play D&D.
It was the most metal thing she could have ever done.
To me, it was just sweet, which is funny because I guess it is metal. And to me, it was just like, absolutely, I am on board. I would do what you did.
Yeah. She's like, I went to the bathroom and just kind of came here
and then just fucking said, I love my friends more than these awards.
I want to go play games with my friends.
Yeah. She's amazing and I love her.
Me too.
And boyfriend Jesse is only domestic partner. Boyfriend Jesse's only slightly threatened. But I'm like, I love her. Doesn't mean she loves me. She doesn't know who I am. I just think she's awesome.
I was trying to think of any. I think that's all the major pop culture, unless I've blatantly forgotten something huge.
Probably, but we'll come back to it. I'm gonna keep drinking.
Yeah, there's a couple other trailers that came out that were really good too. In the 2 weeks since we recorded, Bond came out. Wonder Woman came out.
There was one more.
Strange Ghost Things came out.
Oh, Ghostbusters came out.
Yeah, I'm calling it Strange Ghost Things.
See, I disagree with that, but we will get into that later.
It has a Stranger Things vibe to it.
It really doesn't. It really doesn't. And people are saying that because we like to categorize. It doesn't feel like Stranger Things at all. And the only thing in common is the kid from the show.
Yeah. I will say Wonder Woman felt more like Stranger Things.
Yeah, I just don't see the vibe. To me, it's very much a legacy. Also,
it is a legacy.
Take place in the 80s.
It was, and me saying Stranger Ghost things is mostly just a joke because
no, it is, and then a lot of people are saying
age frame.
I think it just it hit something for me. But to me, it seems really appropriate that they skip that generation, that they skip a generation.
Yeah,
these are the kind of things. I think that was incredibly smart. And you know what it is I think it was an incredibly smart move to not make it about people our age.
Yeah.
Because it just doesn't work as well.
Because the movies essentially like are sort of made for that age.
Yeah.
I knew nothing again, like many trailers I've been going into recently, knew nothing about it. And so I was just like slightly caught off guard, not in a bad way, but like very caught off guard on the storyline.
Here's why it bugs me that people say it's Stranger Things. It's like, why didn't they say Goonies? Why didn't they say Stand By Me? Why didn't they say
because
any
that's
of
the current one?
See what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, so it's not Stranger Things because even Stranger Things isn't Stranger Things.
Yeah.
So there's definitely a type of movie that it is, but it's not the Stranger Things movie.
I mean, Wonder Woman's the one that had a whole part of the trailer taking place in I think the exact same mall almost.
Right, yeah. That's the one where there's actual crossover.
Which, by the way, Wonder Woman trailer.
Yeah, wowza.
That outfit. That gold outfit.
She's kind of amazing.
Damn.
Yeah. There was another trailer. Wasn't there another one? There was like 7,000.
There was, besides Bond, which looks amazing. There was one other one. I can't remember what it was.
The only thing else that I want to share is that I am a criminal because I have yet to see the Mr. Rogers movie, and I hate myself.
I haven't either.
I feel terrible.
I haven't either. We need to remedy that.
I'm gonna drown my sorrows in champagne.
Okay,
right,
I'm gonna pour myself more champagne.
Let's do it.
Oh, I kind of hope you can sort of hear that.
Can you hear the fizzies here? I'm gonna pour mine in front of the mic.
Okay.
No, I'm not gonna do that. That would be weird. Okay.
That's too weird. Alrighty. We're getting to the episode. We're here to talk about Stargate. We've been talking about Stargate.
There was a show called Stargate.
For 200. And by the way, when we say 200 episodes, we've actually recorded way more than 200 episodes.
This is just the actual show.
These are just the actual like numbers. So we're actually past 200 because we haven't never numbered the tangent cast.
200 Stargate specific.
Yeah, we're at 200 and
remember. Yeah.
Alrighty, this episode first aired on August 5th, 2005.
Woo.
Written by Mr. Martin Gero, directed by Mr. Peter DeLuise. And the main guest star that you guys will know from here or recognize, because you've probably seen her in many other things before, is Jamie Ray Newman.
That is
Cadman.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. She is a fellow Michigan girl.
Nice.
What? From Farmington Hills. And she's been, again, very long list of shit she's been in, including, but not limited to, General Hospital, Veronica Mars, Eastwick, Eureka, The Punisher. And this year, I remember watching the Academy Awards and doing a double take because her and her husband won the Academy Award for Best Live Action Short.
Oh, really?
Yeah, for a film called Skin.
Oh, I remember that.
Yeah.
Oh, the pieces are all
It's a little dark.
It's like Memento. I'm Guy Pearce now. That's cool.
And reading her Wikipedia, she accomplished more by the age of 20 than I have now.
Wow.
She's one of those.
No, like, I'm a slacker. It's taken me a long time to catch up to the things.
But she also went to Interlaken, which is fun because I wanted to go to Interlaken, but I never got to go.
What's Interlaken?
It's like a lot of graduates from Interlaken you've heard of. It's a summer arts camp in Michigan.
Okay.
That were like really talented people.
So it's like art schools, like with those art schools that kids go to, and he's got it.
Yeah. But it's like a summer camp. Like they just put on productions and be cool.
That sounds like fun. I think I always wanted to go to camp, and then I went one summer to 2 camps.
Mm-hmm.
They were, this is funny to think about now. They were leadership camps.
Oh yeah.
Which is interesting considering my career path as of right now. And then we went to them, and I was like, never mind, I don't like being outside. Like, I liked all the things we were learning, but the other stuff, I was like, I don't want to be here anymore.
I wanted to go to space camp.
Oh, that
never
makes
gotten to
sense.
go. We did go to I don't even remember exactly what they were on the reason we were going there, because I was a little too young to fully understand the why. I think it was some sort of retreat with my dad's company or something like this.
Yeah.
But the part I remember is it was very camp-like, and they had like they just took the kids for the full day,
Nice.
and we do arts and crafts and everything like that.
Yeah. Like a big camp type of situation.
And then I do remember, I think once, maybe twice. It was in a time of the year in Minnesota where there was snow.
Okay.
So somehow not summer, although maybe it could have been late summer. It is Minnesota. But we would go, it was actually like a Bible camp or something.
Oh.
But I would skip all the classes and
Sure.
just hide out in the woods.
Yeah.
Okay, we start on a new planet in the woods.
Animal planet.
Into the woods, it's time to go to be. Okay, so smoke is rising in the distance. This place has been recently culled. There are no survivors to find. The team is split up, John, Taylor, and McKay, all with different groups. And John calls the search off.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone's going to make their way back to the gate. And McKay is with Carson and Lieutenant Cadman, Lieutenant Laura Cadman.
This is the first time we meet her, right?
Yeah,
We
it
haven't
is.
met her
It is.
before.
She's a Marine, and she is one of the newbies who recently joined Atlantis on the data list. They just came back at the end of the season, at the start of the season. So Cadman suggests picking some wildflowers for McKay's date with Katie Brown.
Oh, that's a sweet name.
Yeah, Katie Brown. And I mean, she's a botanist. She never gets to go off world. Get her some fancy flowers.
I love that they happen to be in a field of, like, did you think it took work to find that field specifically? They're like, we need one with a bunch of random
Maybe.
flowers in it.
They're all photoshopped in.
Yeah.
And which prompts Carson to tease McKay about having a date, and McKay tries to play it off. And apparently there's also a girls' poker night, which I totally want to be in on.
Right, that would be fun.
All the gossip happens at girls' poker night.
Yeah, that's where you get all your information. All your good information happens at poker night.
Yeah. So the teasing is interrupted by Cadman.
Do you think Weir's invited to poker night?
You know what? Here's how I see the Weir poker night thing happening. I think it's very much like the poker night that was on Next Generation on the Enterprise, where Weir was frequently invited. They would frequently invite Picard, but he would always not go.
Yeah.
Until the final episode, and that was a big thing.
Oh.
Spoilers. Picard joins them on poker night.
Nice. I feel like it would go every now and then.
Yeah.
Mostly to gather information. She's like, I haven't checked in a while. What's going on here? Let me go do the poker night with the girls.
I would also like to think that this poker night was happening, and Cadman's just a recent addition to it.
That's fair. It's possible.
I also think Taylor's really good at poker.
Oh, Taylor, she caught on quickly.
Yeah.
She's like, oh, I know this game. Got it. Lie to people. I know this game. It's called The Deceivers. Or some other name like that.
The teasing is interrupted by Cadman calling them to halt because there's a buzzing sound getting closer, and surprise, surprise, it's a dart.
Yeah.
And she calls it in, and they start running.
Yep.
So the other concern is that they just recently faked blowing up Atlantis.
Yeah, they can't be caught.
They can't be caught. If you notice, none of them are wearing their patches on their uniforms anymore.
Yeah.
So
Yikes. Yeah.
They're gonna have to destroy the dart. Cadman yells at them to scatter and pushes Carson to the ground.
Which is tough. Like, here's the thing. I think she was trying to push him to run away.
I do too.
And Carson. He
and just kind of face planted.
I fell.
And
buddy, although I probably would end in the same place. I'd be like, oh, what the hell's happening?
And McKay and Cadman are both beamed up into the dart. So the gate is dialed, probably by that dart, and John stands directly in front of it.
Yeah.
You have to come through me, bro.
Literally, yeah.
And everyone, like Taylor and her team, open fire from the tree line. Lauren fires a rocket at it, but it misses and hits a tree, and you can see, like, the fuck in his face.
Yeah, he's pissed.
Carson runs up telling them to be careful because the other two have been beamed up into that dart.
Oh, poor Carson.
They see the dart again.
Like Carson off planet because he's so
so squishy.
He's so tender and kind, and like I don't want anything to kill that in him.
Here's what I think. Again, I always revert back.
Carson.
Here, I always revert back to D&D because it's how I see life at this point, which is both positive and maybe not. He is someone who everyone thinks he's squishy.
Yeah.
Everyone thinks he keeps rolling fairly low when he levels up. He secretly, I think, has a fairly high constitution and hit, but no one wants to test it.
It's more emotionally squishy, and I don't want him to be hardened by
I get that.
the world.
I get that.
We'll get to it in the next thing. But
Okay.
But
everyone opens fire. The ship veers off course from the gates, heading for Carson, who starts running, but again, run perpendicular.
Yeah. Zigzag.
Don't run
something.
parallel.
I don't know. Yeah, anything.
Don't run a direction the ship is going in.
It's got to be so counter your instincts, because
It does.
your instincts are telling you go fast.
Yes.
And fast just means go.
Yeah.
Whereas if you start zigzagging, it's going to slow you down.
Well, the thing is, the ship is smoking and clearly going down by the
Yeah.
time it gets over him. Just run to the tree line that's next to you.
I once got hit by a kite. That fell. It was a big kite. And my friend was flying it. Mind you, we had a little bit of wine.
Okay.
But it was like one of those two-handed kites. We were with some friends, and they're like, "Do you want to try it?" And she's like, "Yeah, I want to try it." And I was like, "I'm gonna get away from it," and somehow she landed it at me.
So
It was
here's
good.
where I also admit that Nick and his family are big on kites.
Mhm.
I've told you this before.
Mhm.
They're kite love.
Yeah.
Nick has one of those two-headed kites
Uh-huh.
and has at times veered it towards people.
Yeah. What I'm saying is, it's hard to run away from a thing when you're not quite sure which way it's gonna.
It's just
fucking
instinct, yeah.
Go. And also, though, I'm never going kite flying with Nick because I hate games like that.
He doesn't always do it. Like, this was him messing with me once. He tends to try to keep it in the air.
Yeah. Okay.
You can fly my space shuttle kite.
I will hurt him physically
You can.
or maybe emotionally. I might do a better job that
I
way.
went to the kite store, and shocker upon shocker, I found a kite that's shaped like a space shuttle
Of course.
that even has a spinner off the back that's red, so it looks like the engine.
I love that. I want a kite that looks like Stormy.
I've seen them.
Okay.
I've seen them.
Okay.
They exist.
Yes.
Anyways, Carson.
Or like a
Carson.
mola mola.
What?
It's a fish.
What?
It's a sunfish.
You're speaking words.
Yes. Okay, I'm done. Bye.
Okay. Carson dives to avoid the darts, and when we come to him, he is covered in dirt.
Yeah.
And he gets up and stares at the crashed ship in front of him that our friends has beamed up on. And credits. And new credits, if you notice.
Yes, I did. I was watching on Amazon, and it's like skip credits, and I was like, never. How dare you? Go away. Watch all the credits. But then Drakey was like, "What are you watching, Mama? Can I sit on your face?"
Can
so
I sit
I
on
only
your
saw
face?
part of them.
Okay. Well,
Um,
the big things is that not only is Ronan
okay.
and Jason Momoa
Yeah.
now in the
credits.
but Paul McGillian's in the credits.
Oh, I did catch that.
Carson is now
I
a
did
full.
catch that. Remember?
Paul is now a full credited cast member.
Yay.
All the Carson in the world, guys.
Yeah. I do my notes sitting in bed watching the TV, and if it's early in the morning, like it was today, the boys are like, "Oh, what are you doing? Can I sit on you?"
Uh-huh.
And they fight over who's gonna sit closest to the mommy.
Yeah.
Until eventually there's this 2 dogs on my chest.
See, and
It's fun times.
and Miss Kaylee Thor is the opposite. I come down here we have one of those L-shaped couches, and I sit in the corner
Uh-huh.
because that's the spot,
Yeah.
you know. And I do all my
It's
notes
the
there.
Mamba spot where you can see
Exactly.
everything.
I do, and plus I have a shelf specifically for my knitting, but that's neither here nor there. So I sit in the corner, and Kaylee will start laying next to me,
Yeah. Mhm.
and then she'll move to the other side of the couch,
Yeah.
and then at some point she'll move to sit on the stairs,
And then she'll just be like, "Bye."
and then she'll be like, "I'm fucking going
Gotta
sleeping
go.
upstairs. I'll see you in 6 hours."
Yeah. Drakey does that at night. He is very solid on his bedtime.
Yeah.
If we don't go to bed, he's like, "Fine, I'm gonna sit on your bed."
Oh, Kaylee has glared at us from the stairs when it's 10 o'clock.
And she was like, "It is time." Yeah.
So we come back from credits, and Carson has his weapon up
Yeah.
as the darts cockpit
He's
opens.
so brave.
But the wraith in there is clearly hurt,
Mhm.
and Carson is a doctor.
Again, I don't want him to ever lose this, but also this is what will get him
This is what
killed.
would get him killed. And the Wraith reaches for something, and John comes up from behind Carson and kills the Wraith. Because he assumes he's reaching for the self-destruct.
Right, which he probably is. But what if he's not?
Yeah.
Here's part of the thing where I worry with Carson. I think like him.
Yeah.
More than once in my life, I've been told I'm a little bit naive when it comes to people.
Here's my problem is I would like to think that I don't think like Carson. I super think like Carson.
Yeah. Yeah. We're fucked.
It's fine. I mean, the weird panel white van said they have puppies inside of it.
I've just somehow always been protected by the universe, I guess.
I'm too like silver lining optimistic.
See, for me, it's not even optimist. I'm just like, if I genuinely can find the goodness in every person, and domestic partner boyfriend just would be like, some people just don't have it.
Yeah.
They don't have it available. And I'm like, everyone has it. He goes, not everyone's got it available. I'm like,
listen, if fucking Darth Vader had good inside of him.
There's something, but he's right. Here's the thing, too. I listen to enough, like, murder porn.
I know.
Crime
I do, too.
To fucking know better.
I do, too. And yet I'm still going, if Darth Vader can have good in his heart.
I'm still convinced that this is, whoa, hot take, just everybody. I'm still convinced that if Donald Trump had a better upbringing, he would not be in the position we're in now.
I'm not against that. I'm not against it.
Hot take. Sorry, y'all.
I'm not against it. I've tried too hard to live my life going, what would the Jedi do?
Yeah.
And therefore,
I spend so much time trying to understand everyone's perspective and understand why they come from where they come from. And so I see where Carson's at. He's like, oh, this man is hurt.
Yes.
This person is hurt and they're scared. And if I can provide any comfort, because that's what I do, then that's what I'm going to do.
Because above anything else.
No time.
Yeah,
Kill it.
Exactly. Because above everything else, Carson is a doctor.
Yeah. But people like Carson and you and I need people like a domestic partner boyfriend, Jesse.
And John Sheppard.
And John Sheppard. And you know, to some degree, bartender Nick, who are going to be like, no, we're going to kill it now. We're going to kill it now.
This is why in the zombie apocalypse, I'm going to be making all the clothes. I'm going to be the homemaker.
That's why I'm the healer.
Exactly.
I'm the fucking healer. Everywhere we go. That is my job.
I try to be utilitarian in my spell usage.
What is my purpose? To heal. To heal you.
What do cleric do?
Yeah. What cleric do? All right.
Carson tells us right here what cleric do.
We're never going to get through this episode. Okay.
200 bitches? Okay, so
200 minutes long. Okay.
So needless to say, we have two people stuck inside this dirt, and they need Zelenka to help get them out. And he's here in a short time later. Although he's a little jumpy.
Sure.
A bunch of other people here as well, but Zelenka's never been off-world before.
No, he's like, I don't like any of this.
I am not an outdoor kid.
Nope. Nope. Yeah. In fact, in his mind, McKay's probably very brave.
Well, here's the thing to think about. This is the first time Zelenka, he may have gone to the mainland.
Mm-hmm.
This is the first time he's been like on solid land because essentially, remember, Atlantis is a floating city.
That's true. He doesn't have his
He's had land legs.
Opposite, yeah, I was going to say, what's the opposite of sea legs? Because I don't know words anymore.
I don't know if land legs is it, but it makes sense.
It works.
He's a little jumpy when something sparks.
Mm-hmm.
And John's like, bro.
It's going to be okay.
Chill the fuck out.
Here. Remember, you have me now.
So Zelenka did find the interface that controls the beam. But it's not as simple as just commanding them to rematerialize. They see 2 life signs, but there's only enough power to bring 1 back right now.
Mm-hmm.
And Zelenka doesn't want to choose.
Right.
So he's putting that on John.
Yeah, you do this.
And John's like, that's easy. Just bring McKay back. I'll figure out how to bring Cadman back. And he's like, no, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I didn't quite explain.
No, this Sophie's choice is a little more random than that. Yeah.
They don't know.
Put your hand in the bag and grab one.
They don't know which is which. There's just 2 life signs. So he's like, cool, just put the left one. And because it's the one closest to him.
Here's what you do in those moments. You roll dice.
Yeah.
Yeah, duh.
Yeah, that's how I make life decisions half the time at this point.
Yeah.
But needless to say, it is McKay that they pick,
mm-hmm.
and he quickly collapses unconscious.
To quote myself, Is it though? Y'all, I'm drunk.
So in the
Just quoted
infirmary,
myself.
McKay is getting scanned this way and that, and Carson's briefing Weir. He's stable. It's essentially like he's been hit by a wraith stunner at this point. And once that war is out, they're going to have the old McKay back, like it or not.
Mhm.
But Cadman is still stuck in the wraith dart. Carson didn't know her well, but she was quite lovely.
I like how we just given up.
She saved his life, he laments.
Aww.
I
really am looking forward, fast forward a little to the end.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to what happens between them because adorable.
Adorable. You have an alpha female and a beta male.
Who all he wants to do is give.
Yes.
Yeah.
All he wants to do is give
Yeah.
anything to make other people happy.
And she just absolutely, you know what it feels like? It feels like Cory and Topanga.
It does feel like Cory and Topanga.
Anyway, that's all.
So back in some giant lab hangar thing on Atlantis, which fun fact is actually just the gate room redressed.
Of course.
They have the wreckage of the dart. Apparently,
I'm gonna start saying that about my house. I was like, it's not small, it's just redressed.
Yeah.
This is just the living room redress.
Exactly.
It's now the dungeon lair.
The German scientist here, she's pulling out the like materializer thing.
Yes. Yeah.
She and actually in German, she's talking about how this reminds her of her nephew's birth.
Yeah. I love that they make that joke. Because here's the thing. I love that they keep it light because my instinct is to go real deep with it. And it's like, so now we have this concept of souls and our physical bodies, and we're just storing it in a thing.
Yes.
Like, it's like, how is that even possible? When we learn what, it's like, how is this? It's a deep, deep, like, I don't think I'm stoned enough to have this conversation type of conversation.
Well, I also just love the fact that it's like with Zelenka. She just says it in German and no one fucking translates
yeah,
it.
they're like, this is fine. Yeah, this is just what it is. Yeah.
Well, and that brings me back when you're talking about the storage of a consciousness and storage of mind. One of my last classes I took in college was a class called the Physics of Science Fiction.
Yes. Yeah.
And a lot of it has passed over my brain because it was like the first time he taught the courses, so it wasn't necessarily the best laid out.
Sure.
But one of the things that have stuck with me, and I think I've mentioned it before on this podcast, was the concept that how much computer space it would take to store someone.
Right.
In a buffer like this.
Whoa.
To store one person.
Uh-huh.
And this is not even calculating in like consciousness.
Yeah.
But to store one person, to have all of the atoms, because one atom has how many details and how many particles that goes into it, and the position of electrons and all this kind of stuff, you would need more space, more computer space than it would take to record every single piece of written human history.
That's insane.
Yeah.
That is insane and beautiful.
Yeah.
All at once. We're pretty good databases.
Uh-huh.
When we use ourselves properly. Unless you're taking a final like me, and then you're like, I don't know anything. There was one question I answered where I legitimately wrote, and it was an 8-point question too for a 100-point test. And I said, I did not get to this reading. I deserve a 0, but as a servant leader, I'm going to share with you and admit my faults in the hopes that I might get 1 or 2 points for having some integrity. But I was like, I deserve 0.
There's a couple answers on a couple tests that I legitimately wrote pictures for.
Nice.
Like I just made little cartoons for them.
I'm like, this is the thing.
So Zelenka is updating John about the progress. Mm-hmm. Good news. They have Cadman's life sign stabilized.
Good news, everyone.
Good news, everyone. Bad news, everyone. The machine uses a unique power converter, and the one from the ship is in a lot of pieces.
Yikes.
They're trying to
Remember when you shot it?
Yeah.
You broke Cadman.
You broke it.
Yeah.
And so we're trying to reverse engineer one, and as John leaves, Zelenka fires everyone up in check.
Yeah.
So John grabs...
Do you think they've learned anything of what he said, or do you think now they're just like responding to tone every now and then?
Probably just responding to tone.
I like it.
Maybe like the one that speaks German or something can pick up, because I feel like those languages are close enough.
Fair. Yeah.
I don't know if they actually are.
And it's I don't know if they work. Well, is it a Germanic language?
That's what I'm thinking that they might be.
Okay.
Because I know if I said something in Italian to you, you'd be able to like
figure it out.
figure it out.
I like it. Yeah.
John. And then Kaylee barked. John grabs lunch and finds Ronan in the commissary.
Uh-huh.
And Ronan has a full plate.
Oh yeah. I mean, the man probably hasn't eaten real food in a while.
And he's eating his Jello with his hands.
Mm-hmm. That's how you eat.
That's how you eat all food.
Uh-huh.
I mean, I eat my mashed potatoes with my hands.
So the other night after my final, I got to come home early.
Yeah.
Earlier than usual, because I usually work late evenings. And so I came home, and domestic partner boyfriend Jesse and his friends were playing Dungeons and Dragons. So I made a stromboli.
Yeah.
And so I cut it, and I'm about to pull out forks, and they're already like halfway done.
Yeah.
They're like, no, this is hand foods.
Listen, here's the thing. A stromboli, the way that you make those strombolis, that is finger food.
Yeah, that's fair.
It's why when I make pasties,
Yeah,
which is a Northern Michigan thing that I don't know if I've made for you before. I'm going to make it with ham soon.
We're going to do it. Ham pasties.
Ham pasties. I'm going to make some ham and cheese pasties. This is the traditional pasties. That's okay. But they're hand food.
That makes sense.
Because they're wrapped in dough.
Yeah, that's your wrapper.
Calzones. They make calzones down here in this weird bastardized, like, giant form.
Yeah.
Like, calzones should be hand-sized.
Hand food. Yeah, they do make these giant, like, the calzones are the size of a large pizza.
But just folded in half.
Yeah.
That's not a calzone.
My stromboli is basically, technically, just what is it called when you roll up foods and then you cut them? It's just like a pinwheel of
It is.
meats.
I mean, sometimes it does look like a giant, like, meat penis.
Yeah, it's a meat penis.
Yep.
Meat penis.
And I love how John in this scene.
Isn't a penis already a meat penis? And I don't want to call it a meat and cheese penis because that's gross.
That's gross.
Yeah. Okay.
That is gross.
Cheese penis.
But John.
Cheese in a way. I'm done. I'm done.
This is a really sweet scene where John basically asked Ronan to be his, like, bromance.
Yeah, it's like, hey, will you be my friend?
Will you be my bro friend?
Yeah. And Ronan's like super too cool for everything.
He's like not sure he fits in here. And John's like, you don't have to decide now. It's okay. You can decide whenever you want.
You want to come over and play? It's okay if you don't, but if you do, it'd be totally cool for you to come over and play.
Also, I'm going to introduce you to my friends, Knife and Fork.
Yeah.
But they're really cool knife and forks that like stick into each other.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
They're sorry.
They stick into each other.
I realized.
No, let's sit on that.
The knife and fork.
They stick into each other.
I mean, the spoon's around the corner.
There you go.
And I do like how Ronan's glass of water is just a pitcher.
Yeah. He's a hungry man. He's got a big
He's a big dude.
Bill.
He's a lot of calories.
Like how even somehow when he's using the fork, he manages to shovel with it. That's my favorite part of the whole thing.
So in the infirmary, McKay is badly drooling. Also, who let his head lay like that?
Yeah, that's gonna hurt.
In the infirmary?
Yeah, that's definitely gonna hurt later.
Because that's gonna hurt for days.
Mm-hmm. Those are always fun.
Carson comes to check on him, and this is where the fun of the episode begins.
Yeah.
We also hear Cadman's voice.
Yep.
We can't find her. And Cadman is shocked when Carson says that she's still stuck inside the dart. So it's a bit of a comedy routine as McKay tries to figure out what's going on. Sorry. She's adorable and we love her. Yeah. It's a bit of a comedy routine as McKay tries to figure out what's going on. Cadman is super confused. Carson's like, did you hit your head on your way down?
Yeah, what's happening? Why are you talking like a crazy person?
And Cadman gets McKay to put his like hands over his eyes. And Carson's more confused. Like, are you playing peekaboo?
Yeah. Imagine standing where Carson is right now. It's like, so he definitely took a fall.
Yeah.
Brain injury for sure.
100%. Mm-hmm. But Cadman realizes that she can see those hands as if they were her hands in front of her eyes. And also McKay realizes it that Cadman's mind, at least, is not trapped in the dart.
Yeah. So thank God they are on Atlantis. Imagine if this happened anywhere else. People would be like, so you've lost your mind 100%. And you're grieving the person who's still in the dart.
I mean, it could happen at the SGC and they'd buy it.
That's what. Yeah. That's fair. But it's one of those where it's like, I don't know. I think at the SGC even they might be a little conservative. It's like, are you sure this is what happened? Or are you possibly grieving? I feel like it would take Sam and or Daniel to convince them otherwise.
I mean, the SGC sees enough weird shit.
That's true.
I mean, they also saw invisible bugs in that episode too.
That's
remember?
Right. They did have invisible bugs.
So Rodney is checking out the lab with Cadman in his brain, the wreckage of the dart, and over critiquing Zelenka's work because he's stressed and grumpy.
Dick.
He's being a dick.
Zelenka is a patient man. I'm impressed at how well he handles this.
Again,
I might have punched him.
The most interesting man in the world.
He's like, this is nothing.
Yeah, it's like, I've seen way worse shit. I've dealt with much bigger assholes than you. And I think there's a part of Zelenka that like deals with McKay's assholeness because McKay is actually that good.
I think they have an understanding. I think they're just friends, and I think he knows his friend.
Because you can get away with shit to your friends that you cannot get away with to other people.
Where it's like, okay, I love you. You're a piece of shit right now. Yeah. Basically.
And essentially, Zelenka does that later in this episode too. But you know, Zelenka's like, I was running out of time and power, and I did something. And McKay's like, yeah, well, you didn't know what you were doing, and you just mashed keyboard buttons, hoping for anything.
It's like, you're welcome for being alive,
for being standing there, so you can berate me.
Yeah.
And the whole scene, as McKay talks to Cadman, it's looking as if he's talking to no one.
Sure.
And the rest of them...
It's like he's got a gold, or if he's got a Tok'ra, and they're just communicating with each other.
Yeah, because the rest of them are like, not 100% sure what to do with this yet.
Sure. What would you do? What do you do?
Just kind of standing there with their head tilted
I think Weir makes the best call on the whole thing. She's like, I'm going to wash my hands of this and send you to the brain doctor. Gotta go, bye. Yeah.
And Carson reassures Weir that Rodney is as healthy as ever. I mean, there's nothing on the MRI. Physically he's healthy. And Kidman tells McKay that it doesn't feel very healthy in here.
No. Yeah. Well, I feel like she's like at her prime.
Yeah. It's one of those things where
he falls asleep eating bags of Cheetos.
Yes. Yeah. And now I also think, listen, you can't be around these people doing these things. And I'm sure McKay, for the general population, is actually quite healthy.
Oh, sure. Just by the nature of where he is.
Yes. But not like Cadman, I work out at least a couple hours every single day.
Just lean. She's just a specimen of perfection. Yes. Yeah. A physical, like, peak athlete things.
And we get one of my favorite lines in all of Atlantis.
Prestige worldwide. I
am not crazy. I just have another consciousness in my brain.
Super normal. That's 100%. Not crazy. That's just a thing.
Still, along with, and we get right after it, one of my favorite nicknames. It's mean, but it's still one of my favorite nicknames in all of Stargate. Dr. Fumbles McStupid.
It's really mean.
It's so mean, but it's so good.
McStupid. I feel like if he had changed the McStupid to something else, it might be sweeter and it'd be less mean. But it's still pretty good.
It's really mean. However, I have used it in daily conversation before.
Damn it.
Dr. Fumbles McStupid.
This is where, if I was Zelenka, I'd wish I'd pulled out the other button instead.
But you couldn't have known.
No.
So Zelenka is, I think, we talk about Zelenka's patience-ness.
Yeah.
Patience-ness?
Patience-ness.
Yeah. His patience.
Patience-ness he has.
And I think this is the most pissed off we've ever seen him.
Yeah.
And it's because he's stressed, and I'm sure he feels some guilt when he shouldn't. And also, McKay's being an even bigger douchebag.
I think he's angry.
No, he's angry. But I'm also saying there's probably, because it's Zelenka, there's a little bit of guilt inside of him that he shouldn't have because he wasn't able to figure it out.
Maybe. I would buy that if it were anyone who's not so self-confident. But Zelenka seems so self-confident that he's like, it's more like, hey, fuck you. I did absolutely everything I could.
I know, 100% agree. But
I hear you. I hear what you're saying.
I'm only, like, if I was in that situation, it's one of those where I know there's something else I could do. There's still a little bit of guilt that I couldn't, not justified.
Yeah.
A little bit of guilt that I couldn't figure it out and save both of them. Even though I know I couldn't have.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
But he made a
I will
mistake.
be open to the idea.
Yeah, but the mistake saved his life. So they can fix it together, or McKay can berate him some more.
Or he can eat shit all day. Yeah.
All day shit sandwich. McKay reassures him that he can do both at the same time, both help fix the problem and berate
eat shit
Zelenka.
sandwiches. Yeah.
And eat shit sandwiches. To work, they can't just hook up a generator to the Wraith Dart. There'd be a crazy power fluctuations, and McKay tries techno-babbling. All the while, Cadman is like, hey.
I'm here. I exist.
Hey.
I'm a thing.
Hey. And
she's like, I live here.
She's just trying to understand. She's actually incredibly technically smart.
Yeah.
If you go into like some of the barely released stuff, like she has degrees in sciencey shit.
Well, the thing is, I don't imagine anyone who's made it this far.
Yeah.
Is an idiot.
No.
There's no idiots on this
So
planet.
she's actually just trying to be like, hey, can you explain this one thing to me? Because I'm trying to also help.
I'm trying to catch up
so
I can help. Yeah.
But McKay is ignoring her.
Which one of us would be tougher to have in your brain, you think? Like, let's say, one of us got stuck in domestic partner boyfriend's Jesse's brain.
Like, one of the two of us?
Yeah. Who of us would be the more difficult human to have in anyone's mind? Do you think so?
Me. Me. You've seen Jesse and I's debates over things.
True. That's true. Although, if we were going into bartender Nick's brain, he would fucking be like, I'm out.
You would be the worst in the brain.
I mean.
Yeah. We're both the worst person to have in each other partner's brain.
And so we have this great tension of like these, and I say this with all complete love in my heart, with these love-hate relationships with this significant, because you know why? Because they're basically us.
Because the
reason our friendship works is because you are very similar to domestic partner boyfriend Jesse.
Yes.
And I
am very similar in some ways to bartender Nick.
Yeah.
This is why we would be the worst person to have in the other person's brain, because it's literally just having another
yourself there. Just split. Yeah. That's scary.
Yeah.
Scary time.
Yeah.
I want to go into Stormy's brain.
I don't know if I want to go into Kaylee's brain.
Kaylee is full, just, I think she's just trying to figure out how to shank you.
Yeah, basically. Yeah.
Whereas I want to be able to go into Stormy's brain and be like, bro, this is fine.
Yeah.
You're fine.
Calm down.
Yeah.
Chill. Here's a chill pill.
That's like the one thing I want. You know how they say there's that moment where if you could have 5 seconds to talk to your dog, what would you say to him? And I think for Stormy, I would just be like, you're safe and we love you.
To be fair, I think that's the same thing I say to Kaylee. Stop protecting me. I'm good.
Yeah. Whereas Drake would be like, you need to calm down.
Please calm. Please redirect your energies elsewhere.
We love you. Calm down.
I love that boy, but damn.
He's crazy. He's a good boy.
So,
he loves
needless to say,
his mama. He loves Jesus and Elvis too. Wait, how does the song go? And now he's free falling. Okay, bye.
Free. Sorry, you said it and like popped into my head. Anyways, Cadman is like yelling for attention inside McKay's brain, and finally he reached a breaking point, and McKay yells back, making everyone stop and look at him. And I'm pretty sure you literally hear a pin drop.
Yeah, it's like, what the fuck just happened?
To a voice no one else can hear. And he says that she needs to stop asking stupid questions and be a good little girly and be quiet.
This is the part where I don't like McKay.
Yeah, it's a rough, yeah.
It's not okay.
No, she's like, fuck you very much.
All of it. All of it.
And eventually Weir calls his name and McKay snaps at her, thinking it was Cadman. Everyone thinks that maybe Zelenka should handle this on his own because clearly McKay's not fine.
Yeah.
And maybe should go see Dr. Heitmeyer.
Yeah. I love the way she said, I've actually taken notes for when I'm the big bad boss in the house, where she goes, you should go see Dr. blah, blah,
Heitmeyer.
Dr. Heitmeyer. And he's like, blah, blah, I'm not going to go. And she's like, oh, that wasn't a request.
Yeah, that wasn't an ask.
Yeah. I love that. It's just absolutely everything in that moment. The body language, the tone.
Yeah.
Because she doesn't get angry. She doesn't get loud. She doesn't get bigger. She's just clear. She's
Yes.
just very clear. And I love that so much.
And McKay goes off in a huff.
To me, that's power.
And it's a fantastic moment from Weir.
Mm-hmm.
And also, like, I like Weir this whole episode because she is very sort of, she's not completely trying to dominate everything.
No, she's coming into her leadership. If you
Yeah.
will. She's like, wait a minute. It's not my job to just go along with whatever you assholes want to do.
Yeah.
It's my job to check you.
But it's also this thing of not micromanaging everything.
Oh,
She's
yeah.
like, you people know what the fuck you're doing. Everyone here is hyper intelligent. I'm just gonna just sort of steer the ship from the outside
Yeah,
here.
and she just checks in. She just checks in with people.
So as they walk, Cadman tells McKay to stop sulking and acting like a toddler. And McKay blames everything on what just happened on Cadman. You just had to be quiet while I was working, he said. And yeah, no, that's fuck you.
Yeah.
And she's like, you don't know what it's like in here. And McKay's like, no, I do. It's my brain. I like it in there.
I like it's squishy and soft.
Yeah.
And smart.
Yeah. And behind her, Katie Brown, or behind him, Katie Brown walks up with some plants. Behind them. And Cadman's like, be cool, bro.
Yeah.
And McKay's like, yeah, I'm fine. I was talking.
Is it Cyrano de Bergerac?
Yeah,
full Cyrano de Bergerac.
And Cadman's like, you're talking on the radio. I'm talking on the radio.
Yeah. Thank God she was there, because he's clearly not a fast thinker.
No. And yes, I am looking forward to our date tomorrow night, and it'll be great. And all that.
Everything's fine.
And Katie leaves, and Cadman realizes this actually can be really good. Like, I can teach you a thing or two about women because you need it.
Yeah, you could use some help.
You need it. And McKay realizes this is his own form of personal hell.
You know what it is? I wonder if Rodney has sisters. This is exactly what this relationship
Spoiler,
is.
he has one sister.
This is exactly what this relationship is.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm now, and she clearly has siblings as well. She just sets up right into the role.
Listen, I'm fairly close with my sibling.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want this to ever happen.
No, that's what I'm saying. It would be awful, and you would be like, I'm just gonna fucking tell you what to do. Yeah. No, I don't want to be in anyone's brain that bad.
So next up, Ronan puts some soldiers through their paces and beats the shit out of them. It doesn't take long. John's like, again. One of the guys is like, you do it again, sir.
Like, I don't wanna. Everything hurts and I'm dying.
It does not look like Ronan throws his punches at all either.
No, he's like, I'm all in.
I don't know how to train. I just know how to win.
And part of him is trying to show off a little.
Part of it's probably trying to show off. And like he is ex-military, so he knows how to spar and to train.
Yeah, I think to some degree there's a slight what's the word I'm looking for? He's a little self-conscious because he's like, why am I being put through these spaces? I know I'm good enough, but am I good enough? So he's going to go hard.
Well, he also knows, as he talks about Taylor later, like, this isn't training, this is a test. You're trying to see what I can do.
Yeah. So he's like, I'm aware of this.
Yeah.
And that might put me in a heightened state already.
Yeah.
So
also, he hasn't sparred for 7 years.
Yeah.
He hasn't pulled any punches for 7 years.
That's fair.
Also, fun fact, the guy who's like, hey, you do this shit, John, is actually Lloyd Bateman, who has been uncredited in a whole bunch of episodes in SG1.
Yeah.
It is real life Rachel's husband.
Nice.
Yeah.
I like that.
He's been in like a couple seasons, uncredited background person, a couple up in like half a dozen episodes.
They're like a Stargate family.
They are a Stargate family.
I love it.
In Heitmeyer's office, she's honest. No one in the goddamn galaxy is fucking qualified to deal with this shit.
This is not a thing.
This is not covered in school.
Mm-hmm.
But she has spent time as a couples therapist, and they both are quick to be like, we're not a couple.
It's interesting that she takes it in that direction versus a split personality or multiple personality.
Yeah.
But I guess it does make sense because one doesn't hold more weight than the other.
No.
It's not a fractured
It's not a fractured mind.
There's just two of them.
And she gets all sciencey on McKay and is like, well, in physics, a couple is a pair of, force attracted in magnitude, but acting in opposite directions.
Tangent.
McKay's like,
paradox.
But we're not fucking equal forces. She's just a voice. This is my body.
Is it though?
And and Heimer's like, yeah, but how do we know she can't control your body?
Yeah.
You know, she has some access to parts of your brain. Maybe if you release control, she can have access to more of your body.
Mm-hmm.
And he has like, well, why would I do that?
Do you think she immediately goes to look at the penis when she has access to the body? Would you be curious? You would be curious. I would be curious.
I would be curious. I don't know if it's the first thing I would do, though.
Here's what I would honestly be. The weirdest part for me would be like, how do I pee?
Yeah, kind of. So here's the thing. Honestly, I don't think I would until I had to go pee.
That's fair. Too much champagne. Yeah, I would just be like, how do I do this? Okay, like I think you figure it out.
You figure it out. It's not difficult to figure out.
No, yeah. It's you aim and then you or you don't aim. Or you're
so needless to say, but Heitmeyer is like, I mean, not only is it sort of the nice and polite thing to do, you also have to put in consideration if you were sharing her body, what would you want to be as the non-body dominant person?
Sure.
And he's like, takes him a second, but he finally realizes, going, yeah, I guess I'd want to share the body. So he takes his time and releases control. And when McKay talks, it's Laura this time.
Oh, interesting.
And with McKay's voice.
Mm-hmm.
And she tries to move and she sort of raises McKay's hand, sort of wiggles the fingers. And then as soon as it happened, McKay's like, nope, that was weird.
Yeah.
I'm good. I'm done.
Don't like it. Do not want.
But this progress won't be necessary, he says, if I can get Cadman out. If we can just get her body back, none of this is going to matter.
Mm-hmm.
And now that everyone's calmed down, I'm calm, Cadman's calm, let me get back to work.
Let's all go be calm.
So John is now talking showing Ronan some earth weapons.
Oh, sure. Over there at the gun show.
Let's just say it
in more ways than one.
Does not take Ronan much time to figure out a P90.
He's like, got it. Remember the time that I'm ex-military?
Doesn't take him long to figure out the 9mm.
No.
And this guy is clearly impressing John. Mm-hmm. John has a giant bro crush on this guy.
Oh, for sure. He's got like a giant Woody, like every time.
Giant bro crush on this guy. Yeah. He clearly has weapons training. Mm-hmm. Ronan, however, prefers his own gun, which just blows a giant hole through the target. And he flips it back into his holster. And I mean, John can see why he would prefer
where
that.
Do we get more of those
weapons?
Because need it.
Yeah.
I'm going to go fell some trees with it.
Back in the lab, McKay and Zelenka huddled over a laptop. Mm-hmm. And McKay is ready to start this. Zelenka's like, I don't know about this math. Can we look at this math again? He's like, no, it's fine. You probably still understand it. And they start it up, and explosions happen.
Good times.
McKay's like, we should have run more simulations. Rodney's like, 20/20 hindsight.
Mm-hmm.
But Zelenka's like, no, dude, you should not be here.
Yeah, go get the fuck out.
Your calculations were wrong. And he shows him the laptop, and McKay takes a second, and you can see on his face he realizes that his math was like wrong.
Yeah, super not good.
Two minds are confusing him, and he's doing more harm than good at this point.
Well, the desperation, I think, is probably the biggest problem. The sense of like, I fucking have to do this.
Well,
it's like when you try to rush through something.
Yeah, I think it's a contributing factor because we've seen McKay works really well under pressure, actually.
Yeah. I think this high stress, and it's a little too much.
I think it's a combination. Yeah, it's a combination of both.
That's fair. But no need to be mean to Zelenka.
There's never a need to be mean to Zelenka. No. In the hallway, John runs into McKay, and they're both up late. John wants McKay to know that he did give the order to shoot the dart down. Mm-hmm. And as much as McKay really wants to blame this on him, if the dart wasn't shut down, this could all be much worse.
Yeah.
And McKay and Cadman head off to get some sleep. And in Rodney's room, he just...
Do they though? Sorry.
Wait for it. In Rodney's room, he just drops a few things and then like face firsts into sleeping into his bed. And just because you needed to confirm he was Canadian, there is a giant oversized like Tim Hortons thing there. Hey, hush. Hush. Okay, we're gonna cut that stuff. Sorry,
Tim Hortons.
I'm just going to check this. Someone just knocked on the door. You're fine. It was just a package. I'm sure. Sit.
Yeah, it sounds like a truck pulling away. It's a package. Do you need a hand or you got it?
It's 2 packages.
Is it exciting?
Well, one I'm pretty sure is a gift from Nick to me, and the other one I'm pretty sure is the one from his parents.
Oh, okay.
To be fair, I know what that welcome mat says. It's really fun.
Aw.
Okay, I'm back. Sorry.
Yeah, we'll pick it up after Tim Hortons.
The fun times of the live broadcast, people.
It is time. Okay. Give me a second. And go.
So it didn't take him long for his eyes to open, and he gets up in a way that is very clearly not McKay in control.
No, something are different here.
So what's really kind of fun is I read that Jamie Ray Newman would do these scenes,
Okay.
and then David would imitate them.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That makes me so happy. That's like when Hermione becomes Bellatrix Lestrange.
Yeah.
And so then what's her name?
I know, it's in my head.
Name. The Queen
Helena Bonham Carter.
Helena Bonham Carter imitated Emma Watson.
Yeah.
It's fucking beautiful.
So good.
I love a good actor.
And she heads off. He heads off. Cat K heads off.
McCadman? No.
Cat K is the only one I thought of.
Yeah.
And we find Carson up late, drinking tea, I'm sure,
with
getting some work done,
whiskey.
Wearing a sweater.
Yeah.
We know how I feel about sweaters.
Being sexy.
And Cat K comes in, super not McKay-like, and tells him that, Cadman has a calming effect.
I love the hand on the waist.
Yeah.
The whole sass. There's just sass coming out of them.
And between the guys, McKay is very lucky it was her.
Yeah.
And I mean, she can't hear any of this. Don't worry, she's sleeping. And Carson admits that she seems quite lovely.
Oh,
and
Carson.
Cadman squeals a little inside, you can tell. And pats Carson's hand, leaving her hand there for a second before realizing that she's in McKay's body and like bros up.
Yeah, gotta go hard.
And asking Carson if he could ride shotgun on McKay's date with Katie Brown tomorrow.
So smart. She's like, I just got us a double date. You're welcome.
He's like, why?
Yeah. Why? How come?
And he's like, look, no mystery. I am terrible with women. And Carson can cut me off. You can cut me off.
That should have been the tell that it's not him talking, because McKay would never admit to any of
Carson,
that.
you know that
I think Carson knows it's her talking.
I don't think he does.
Some part of my heart wants to say that he knows it was her pretending, and he really likes her, so he's going to go with it. But it's going to be weird because it still looks like McKay.
And Carson's like, okay. And Cat K sort of bounces out of the room again. So Rodney is now drooling again. There's a lot of Rodney drooling in this episode.
He's a drooler. I've been tired enough to where I drool before. It's happened.
I mean, I have too. And wakes up, realizes he is not in his room anymore, and he's naked. And he's sleeping until 2 p.m.
Yeah.
And apparently McKay has a prescription mattress.
Of course he does.
And Cadman admits that, she took over while he was sleeping. It was a lot easier to do because you weren't conscious.
I wonder what that's like, because I know the mind suffers if it doesn't get rest. But does what happens to the body? Like I know
I'm wondering if it's like how dolphins sleep.
Okay.
Dolphins sleep with only half their brains at a time.
Oh, weird.
Mm-hmm.
Weird.
Because then they just kind of like swim in stasis, but they sleep with one brain so they can still like keep track, and then the other brain sleeps.
I want to learn to do that. Half my brain. Got it.
And also McKay's pants are across the room. He tries to get up, tries to cover himself, and Cadman's like, "Yeah, I've seen it.
There's nothing to hide.
You're
Stop.
fine."
Yeah.
I mean, she's sorry.
Do you think in private, like off camera, he's like, "Hey, so how do I compare?" Do you think he asked that?
I don't even know if McKay would ask that.
I feel like everyone would ask that. I would ask that.
Maybe
it'd be like I mean, how often are you in this situation? You've never been this close to any other person in the world and be like, what do you think?
I don't know.
Because it's an unbiased opinion.
It could be.
We know that they're not interested in each other.
This could be true. He seems so repulsed at the idea that he has seen him, that she has seen him naked, though.
Yeah. Here's other than like your doctor, anyone else who's seeing those bits is probably going to have a biased opinion about them. You know what I mean? They're going to be like for it for the most part. So I imagine that's when you would ask. You'd be like, what do you think?
I can think. Yeah, I can see that. She's used to sleeping in the nude.
Mm-hmm.
He goes on about boundaries, but she goes, "Trust me, it was more traumatic for me."
Oh, poor girl. I mean, she could have left his underwear on.
But if you're still sleeping in the nude,
yeah, that's fair.
And also your legs are burning because she went for a late night run. And their bickering is adorable. She doesn't have an idea for something to do today, though. Back at the gym. It is
my favorite scene in the entire episode.
Ronan and Taylor sparring.
Yes.
And it is good.
I think it's unfair what they do to Taylor because they catch her off guard. I think Taylor could have taken him out.
But here's the thing.
The
I don't think it's necessarily fair or unfair. He's like, we're sparring. Yeah. You looked away.
Yeah.
I took advantage of the situation.
That's fair. Whereas Taylor's like, literally a person walked in the room, we're no longer sparring. Yeah.
But he's like, that's not his framework of it.
Yeah, that's fair.
So John was late, so this sparring happens, and she turns for half a second. He takes a chance, grabs her by the throat, sweeps the legs, and takes her down.
Mm-hmm. I wonder how long she'd kept him at bay for. Like, I wonder how long they'd been going where he's like, fuck, I don't see an end.
You know what? It was probably longer than Ronan anticipated.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I feel like Taylor doesn't get enough credit in this moment. Like, she didn't just go down.
No.
Like a punk.
No.
She's been going at it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And John quickly goes and grabs Ronan's arm, like, what the actual fuck, dude?
Do you think Sheppard's a little bit jealous?
Yeah, 100%.
Okay, good.
But also, like, dude, don't hurt her.
Yeah.
He's like, I would never hurt her. And I truly, like, Ronan, I truly believe would never have hurt Taylor.
Not on purpose, but he's in this place where he doesn't have, I think he goes into, to put it in D&D terms, a little bit of a barbarian rage.
A little bit of a barbarian rage, yeah.
Where I absolutely agree, he would not on purpose ever hurt her. But his limiter is gone.
Yeah, maybe a little bit.
See what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't think he would hurt her either. Like, I don't think he would aim to hurt her.
Yeah,
I think
purposely.
I think if he saw that she was down, he would stop or whatever. But I think to some degree, he's been going so hard that he could hit her in just the right spot and take her out.
Oh, yeah, like an accidental injury.
That's what I mean, yeah.
And I definitely think that he realized early in that fight of going, oh, I don't have to hold back.
Yeah.
And so then took the throttle
See
off.
what I mean? Yeah.
And she gets up, and Ronan just quickly leaves with his guards, and Taylor's fine. She's like, I told him not to go easy on me. And he's like, you have to be careful with what you say around him.
Yeah. He's going to take you for your word.
Yeah.
A little bit, I think, is John's jealous. He's like, I'm your friend.
Yeah, I'm your spar partner.
Yeah.
So back in Cadman's quarters, McKay is 100% not okay with Cadman tagging along on the date.
It's happening.
Even when she's like, I will Cyrano de Bergerac the shit out of this situation.
You're going to love me for this.
She reminds him that she was there for the early encounter with Katie Brown, knows how awkward he was.
Yeah.
Maybe this is why this happened.
Yep.
She wants to do this.
Mhm.
She's been extremely reasonable with this whole thing in comparison.
Sure.
And she can make McKay's life a living hell. They're doing this. End of story.
Yeah, he doesn't have too much of a choice.
No.
She's like, I'm not tired. I'm not going to bed. Bye.
Yeah. So in Taylor's room, she is evening meditation stretching
Yes.
in the splits on her bed when Ronan comes to the door.
She found Olive Teal's candles, by the way,
Uh-huh.
when she made it back. to
100% went shopping at the Teal Candle
She's
store.
like, wait, we can do that. He's like, yeah, they never stopped me. She's
Yeah.
like, oh, fuck yes. I'm going to start doing all my candle tricks.
And the way that Ronan is at this door is like the cover of a fucking romance novel.
Yeah, yeah. He's doing, there's an old Dane Cook joke about the girl standing in the doorway.
Yeah.
He's doing that move.
He's just like, let me take over the whole doorway.
Yeah.
And he wants to apologize. She
I mean,
invites
it's
him in.
a very sexy scene. She's
It's a
literally
super
in the
sexy scene.
splits with candles.
Uh-huh.
It's a little like, yeah.
Here's the thing.
The heat.
I don't necessarily see a ship of them in my head.
No, I don't. but
However,
you cannot deny how
it would
sexy
be
that moment is.
really fucking hot if they
Yeah,
did.
you cannot deny how sexy that moment is, regardless of whether they are attracted to each other or not. They're
Yeah.
just two people who just emit
They
this
just
sexiness.
Yes.
Like the heat in that room is not coming from the fire.
No. Not at all.
Yes, yeah.
And I like she's like invites him in and upon the sparring she was like, yeah, it was and she looks everywhere except for him. Impressive.
Yeah.
You were
This is fine.
So Ronan's not dumb. He
Mhm.
knows this is testing, not training.
Right.
And John's been putting him through and he wants to know why Taylor joined them.
Yeah. 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 She's the one person who he could be like, why? Why is this worth it?
And she goes, look, my people are strong and my people are very proud, but Atlantis is the best hope for everyone.
Mhm.
And Ronan sees, she's like, you see that or you would have left already. And this is already the longest he's been anywhere in 7 years.
Right. Right. That's true. Because literally his name was Runner. Or he was a runner.
I just have to pause for 2 seconds to vocally tell everyone how adorable my dog is right now, curled up on
After
the
all
couch.
her yelling.
Yeah.
She's finally calmed down.
She's freaking adorable right now with her head on a pillow sleeping.
like a human.
Yeah.
Like a little tiny human. Not
So-
we're talking about her in her eyes open. She's like, I'm going to
She's
listen
also psychic.
with my giant ears and see if they talk about treats.
In Katie's room,
Mhm.
apparently, shocker, no one told Katie that Carson was coming to dinner.
Poor Carson. Imagine this moment for him. He's like, hi, I'm just
This
here to
is
serve
the
wheel your-"
worst.
What a good friend he is.
I know.
What an incredibly
No one
good
told
friend.
McKay he was going to be here either.
No.
Katie plays it real well.
Uh-huh.
I'm making new place setting for you.
Yeah.
Come on in.
We'll just share. Everyone will eat a little bit less.
McKay is like, what the actual fuck, dude?
Yeah.
And Katie's prepared a multi-course meal. Really glad that the Daedalus came to restock shit.
Sure.
To like wine glasses
Uh-huh.
and planting
You
place
know,
settings.
the important things like alcohol.
Here's the thing that in my head. Well, I think the wine they trade for.
That's fair.
I would like to think that there's like one set of wine glasses or
That
one
they all share.
that they have to sign out.
It's like the camping ones that are like not breakable.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
And so whoever keeps the supply checklist knows who is having a date at all times.
Well, I feel like also though, like Weir always has one checked out, and she's like, "This one's mine. Fuck off. I have long days every day. This is my glass. If I don't have this glass, I'm gonna start drinking straight from the bottle."
You don't want me to drink straight from the bottle.
Yeah.
But yeah, I feel like the supply person always knows who's having a
Oh
date.
yeah. Oh yeah.
Because there's
That would be me. I
There
would
are
be like, I want
finite
to be in
things.
charge of the supplies because I want to know who's checking this shit out.
and then
Who's checking out the boombox with the Bluetooth?
I come to poker night
Mhm.
and then learn all the shit.
Uh-huh.
Mhm.
That's how it goes.
To be fair, that's not far from our actual
That's kind of the truth.
lives.
Yeah.
So, also, like, again, it's small things like they have way more time off clothes now.
Mhm.
McKay's like a suit jacket.
That's probably the first thing he asked for. I want you to look fancy and feel like a fancy man.
So did everyone get like an extra suitcase of off-world clothes?
They got like 2 sets of clothes aside from whatever they came with the first time.
Okay.
I think they each got allowed 2, and so he went with like probably a good loungewear, like something he can drink his scotch in his jammies. It's jammies. It's like Bert and Ernie style jammies.
Here's
and then
all
a
I'm
suit.
saying. I've seen sort of, and I don't know what they're called, but they have, it's those, you see them with military has them all the time, those large, like over-the-shoulder bags that they transport everything in. Now, if everyone got one of those, I have packed one of those before. I can fit a lot of shit
we
in one
went
of those.
backpacking in Europe, and we had 3 weeks of clothes in there.
Yeah. And that's
on top of all my men.
On top of
which
all
we
my
know is a
scotch
lot.
that I put in there.
Yeah.
I'm like, if you give me a finite space and you don't weigh it,
it's going down.
Would be amazed at the amount of shit that I will pack in that thing.
It's a black hole. I like it.
That's what I feel like those that came back on the data list got.
Yeah. They're like, whatever you can take.
Whatever you can fit in this bag.
Yeah.
Game on.
Lots of snacks.
Oh, no, I'm not worried about snacks.
I'm just going to eat a lot of snacks.
I'm not worried about the snacks. I'll get the snacks in the Pegasus Galaxy.
I've had a craving for a Bakewell tart.
You know, to be fair, I do make Bakewell tarts.
You do make Bakewell tarts. Okay, that's all.
Anyway, so McKay's in a suit jacket. Carson's looking very nice in his button up. Katie Brown looks adorable. And we get to hear the first taste that Cadman now can control the body when McKay is awake. Because Carson's like, you invited me. And he's like, did I? And he goes, yes, I did.
Yep. She's like, I'm taking over. This is where we are now.
So Sally's dished out. McKay just dives in. Cadman's like, dude, fuck, no.
Yeah.
Fucking make a toast or something.
Yeah.
And so
thank God he's got her there.
He makes a toast. It's adorable.
It's very sweet.
Carson is so awkward.
It's stumbly and bumbly. That whole room is just awkwardness.
Everyone in that room is awkward in the most adorable way.
Katie's a little awkward too, because otherwise she'd be like, I gotta go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To be fair, she does that very quickly.
She's just like, okay, this is weird.
Katie is eating it up.
Oh, she just really likes him.
Carson wants to be anywhere but here.
Uh-huh.
Cadman ponders, like, not bad. Like, she's into you. That's a good step. We can work with this.
Yeah.
Stop drinking the wine. You're going to get drunk.
Yeah.
Wait.
Just kidding.
As Carson and Katie watch him chug a glass of white wine.
That sounds awful.
It sounds so disgusting.
It's like, I'm just going to chug rubbing alcohol instead.
I love wine. Do not chug white wine.
Anyone, I don't think you should chug any wine.
I don't think you should chug wine. I have chugged red wine before.
Oh, no.
Either way, Cadman's like, actually, no, finish that wine. Get a little bit tipsy. It's going to loosen you up. Good boy.
And then I can take over.
And then they eat in awkward silence for a bit. Until Cadman's like, I've had enough of this. And she stands up and she's like, I have something to say, with her hand on her hip. And with that, he tries to make awkward conversations as well.
Sure.
So that's when Cadman's like, no. This is
I'm going to just cop in here because you're dying.
Yeah, so she stands up, hands on hip. This is ridiculous. Looks at Katie and goes, look, I really like you. And I wanted tonight to be special, but for reasons I can't explain, I have to leave. And she goes, and you can see Katie's a little broken.
Yeah, she's a little like, fuck, he doesn't like me.
And Kate continues, goes, look, I don't want there to be a question of my feelings. Super dig you. Super interested in you.
Yeah.
Super want to continue with this. And then takes her and dips her for a quality first kiss.
I love this part so much. It's a good first kiss.
Yeah.
It sucks that McKay didn't get to be part of it.
McKay was not part of that kiss.
Basically, Cadman just kissed her friend.
Yep.
And then Carson looks so uncomfortable.
There's a whole scene.
Carson's like, this is very strange. Why? Like, he's questioning his entire existence right now.
Everything.
He's like,
everything.
I don't know.
And as Kay leaves, Cadman takes Carson's face.
Yeah.
And then leaves.
I love this moment. That might be the best part of the whole thing. And it only gets better.
It only gets better. It's so good because again, does it register in Carson's head that is Cadman?
Here's what's funny. It's like in Carson's head, or imagine if you're in Jamie's head. Like, does that mean that McKay secretly is also in love with his friend and only can be turned on when they're both in the, like, if I were Jamie, like, these are the things that would be going through my head.
Yeah.
Because she has no idea what's going on. She's like, I think he wants a threesome.
You mean Katie?
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
I keep saying the wrong thing. I think Katie's like, does he want a threesome with me and Carson?
I know.
I don't understand. I don't know how. I mean, Carson's okay, but I didn't think that's what I was into.
Yeah. There's a lot that goes. And you know what? All three of them are going to ignore this and never discuss it again.
Mm-hmm. This is where the Terra Award comes in, I think. Or is it the next scene?
No, it's this scene.
Because it's the physical comedy of it all.
Oh my God. If the rest of this episode did not win David Hewlett the Terra Award.
We're here. We're here now.
We're here. He wins it for this scene.
Yes.
McKay and Cadman fight over control of the body. And it is genius acting on David Hewlett's part.
Yeah.
He wants to go back.
Good space work. Good, like, mime college.
Yes.
Things. Yeah.
And she's like, no, we're not going to go back. They played paper, rock, scissors. Cadman slaps him.
Yeah. That's my favorite part.
And as she walks away, McKay is called to the hangar, and McKay's like, that's us!
Yeah, you stupid jerk. Yeah.
It's so good.
Mm-hmm.
This single little scene, man. Mwah.
Yeah, it's perfection. It really is the funniest part in the whole thing. The whole thing is just so uncomfortable, and then you get here and you can just kind of release into the laugh of like, how fucking dumb is this?
So good.
Anyway.
So everyone else is here, as well as 2 white mice.
Yes.
And Zelenka's pretty sure they have something. They tricked a generator into powering the systems. McKay is anxious to see the test. Let's just say it didn't work.
Yeah.
It reminds me of the beaming scene from Galaxy Quest. It turned inside out and then exploded.
This is kind of not how it's supposed to do the thing.
McKay laments this is never going to work and he's going to be stuck like this forever.
Yep.
In the control room, Weir doesn't think that having Ronan on the team is the best idea.
Yeah.
To John, it's like a perfect idea.
He's like, this is my best friend now. I love him so much.
This is my Chewbacca.
And Weir's like, meh.
Yeah.
Like, that's kind of her answer.
He's an incredible shot. Like, none of my guys can beat him. He's ex-military. And she's like, yeah, but not Earth military.
Right. There's a difference. We don't know how his...
That's the thing. It's like, how much does that matter?
Well, we don't know what the code of conduct is.
This is
we
true.
don't know what the basic
This is true.
reasonings behind things are.
But John's like, but he's ex-military. He knows how to follow orders.
He shoot things.
Yeah.
Good. Make shiny.
And he has to go. He has nowhere to go. He's a lost puppy.
Yeah. Please, can I keep it?
And
it's basically what's happening.
Weir's like, look, he's not forthcoming. I know nothing about him. And, you know, he's like, what do you expect? He's running from the Wraith for 7 years. Like, take the time. Go talk to him.
Yeah.
Which he has a point. Like, he hasn't come to you, but have you gone to him?
Right.
Back in Heitmeyer's office, McKay wants an apology. And Cameron's like, I'm not fucking apologizing to you. Katie points like, you did take his body without permission. And she's like, yeah, but he takes permission of the body all the time without asking.
Right.
His response is, it's my body. I do what I want.
Well, sure, but they're both stuck in it.
And they continue to bicker until Kate has to break them up. In the gym, Rona is instructing some muscles on some new fancy knife work. When Weir comes in, so John, like, didn't necessarily have the full rights to just, like, say you're on.
She's like, look, I know John likes you, but I don't know how I feel about you, and I'm the boss.
And he's like, okay.
Yeah, basically, his answer's like, okay, cool.
Cool.
Don't care.
She's like, it's not that I don't trust you. I don't think that you couldn't contribute. It's just a really big decision, and I want to know how you feel. And he's like, I mean, I'm considering it.
Yeah. I can't imagine how frustrating a personality like that would be for me.
Super frustrating for me.
Yeah.
And so she's considering it too. They're both thinking about it. They'll keep each other in touch and some really awkward okays.
Yeah.
And Verona goes back to teaching knife fighting.
Yeah. Okay, gotta go now. Play stabby stab time.
Still in Heitmeyer's office, Kate doesn't even know what to do with this fucking level of bickering from two people who share a body.
What is she gonna do with these people? They're just, I don't know.
Also, how hard is it?
I've been in over my head from the fucking beginning.
But also, she can only hear one of them.
Right. Right. Or if she can only, she can't tell who's talking.
Yeah.
Yikes.
So, and Cadman's like, look, you don't always get to get inside the mind of a woman and learn something. So you should be taking advantage of it. But from no, and McKay yells back, they never want to get inside a woman's, and he starts convulsing.
Yeah. Yikes.
And Kate
That's not good.
Knows what to do and helps him to the ground.
Mm-hmm.
Calls Carson. In the infirmary, it was a seizure. Apparently, the constant fighting over dominance of the brain is tearing them apart.
Yeah.
And Carson isn't sure how long they can keep going. And it's just going to keep happening now.
Mm-hmm.
More and more often. And sadly, it's not as easy as just Cadman stop taking control. Kate goes, one of you has to let go entirely.
Damn.
So McKay wonders what would happen to the one who lets go. And Carson doesn't know. Kevin's like, I know what's going to happen. I felt it. They're going to disappear. I can feel it happening already. Everything she's trying to do is getting harder and harder for her to do. And McKay's been feeling it too, but he thought it was just happening just from fighting Carson. And Zelenka's there as well. They've gotten the mice trick to work, but they didn't survive long.
Kind of. Not the best.
And Carson is worried that if one of them doesn't let go, they're both going to die.
Yeah, which is the shitty part. And it's like, oh, fuck. I think in Cadman's place, I would do the same thing.
Yeah.
I'd be like, it's not my body.
It's not my body.
What am I going to do? Yeah.
And one of McKay's hands rises, and Carson's like, I don't know which one of you raised your hand.
Yeah. Shit.
So later, Carson and Kate Heitmeyer are discussing things to the side. And McKay tells Cadman that she doesn't have to do this. And she's like, bitch, please. Like, you're going to fucking do it? Like, come on. It's your body. And as much as he doesn't want to admit it, he's more important to the mission than she is.
Mm-hmm.
And McKay cuts her off. That's not true. Yeah. Okay.
It is true.
It is.
You know it's true. And if we weren't in this situation, you would be the first to say that.
It's one of those things where everyone, while you want to say everyone is equally important,
some people matter to some people are more useful than others. Yes.
So Cadman calls Carson for something to write with.
Sure. She's
going to say goodbye to her family.
Mm-hmm.
She wants McKay to deliver it next time he's on Earth.
Mm-hmm.
He's not sure when he's going to be back. And he starts talking about the gate, and the gate actually reminds him of something. You know, the gate dematerializes you when you step through it, and maybe they could use one of the crystals from the gate to integrate it with the dart and build a stable system.
Dun, 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 dun.
He goes to get up. Carson's like, no, dude. He goes, no, I have to get this done before the next seizure.
Mm-hmm.
So in the hangar, Rodney is cosplaying from the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy in his bathrobe. They get the system up and the simulations work, and Zelenka would like to test this more, but McKay's like, no, I don't want to die while you fucking test shit.
Yeah.
Or you go round up more mice.
It says a lot about McKay's heart, because at the end of the day, he would have been fine. If Cadman lets go.
If Cadman lets go, he would have been fine.
That's what I'm saying. So it says a lot about his character, where he's like, that's not enough.
Yeah.
So as much as he exists in the space of self-preservation, he also doesn't. He also gives a lot of shits about the people.
We've had a few cases where it is clearly evident that McKay has more of a heart than he puts on.
Than he would like anyone to believe.
That he will fight tooth and nail to deny he has that heart.
Yeah, but it's there.
And Kedman's like, dude, is this the best idea? And he's like, don't talk me out of this because you might succeed.
Yeah.
Cadman actually just wants to say thanks.
Yeah. Aww.
And McKay was actually going to say that this experience was...
Something?
I'm sure something that everyone shows up before he can finish that
Yeah.
sentence. And John's like, didn't all the mice die? Shut up,
We're
John.
not going to talk about that part.
Weir also is like, this doesn't seem like the safest thing.
Weir's like so tired at this point
Yeah.
from dealing with everything. She's like, fuck this.
And Zelenka's like, I mean, it's not, but we're going to do it anyway.
Mm-hmm.
McKay steps back against the wall, and him and Cadman make some peace with each other.
Mm-hmm.
And McKay is ready, and everyone should get the fuck away from this. Zelenka's like, back up.
But first,
Get the fuck out of there. And right as Zelenka's about to hit the button, Cadman puts Rodney's finger up. One moment.
yeah, please hold.
And she turns,
This is going to get real awkward.
and she walks to Carson,
Mm-hmm.
and she grabs him by the lapels.
Oh, no.
And it is a good snog.
Oh, no.
Oh, it's a good snog.
What? Poor Carson. What is going through poor Carson's mind?
And she goes, just in case this doesn't work.
Ah. Okay.
He at this point has to know it's not Rodney.
What if he's like, doesn't know?
It's because of what happens late at the very end of the episode.
Yeah.
I think he's like,
He
this
knows.
is super awkward because it is
He
McKay
knows.
physically, but
Yeah.
he knows inside it doesn't compute in that instance.
It's so gross. It gives me like not because it's his friend who he
Yeah.
doesn't think that way.
Yeah.
Of. Like
It would
he's
be
just
like
no,
me
no, no.
coming to you and
I'd be like,
snogging you.
No. Yeah, it's just so strange. Yeah. Poor Carson.
Yeah. And McKay immediately takes over, releasing Carson, and just he blue screens.
Yeah. Basically, what else do you do in that
He
moment?
blue screens.
Oh no.
He's like, just hit it. I mean, Carson's reaction in the background is like, oh.
He's like grossed out and simultaneously super pumped.
Like Carson's also blue screens.
That's what I mean. Yeah.
So Zelenka beams them both up. He has 2 life signs
Yeah.
and then beams them back. And there is a Cadman.
The end.
And they both collapse.
The end.
Carson gets them to the infirmary. And in the control room,
And
John nudges.
everybody makes out. Now those 4 can just have a foursome.
Yeah,
We've all been there.
exactly.
There's no more boundaries left to cross.
Nope.
Yep. Let's do it.
Well, I mean, no, not even on Carson's.
See what I mean?
Yeah, he's a doctor.
Fuck it.
Yeah.
Go for it.
Go for it. In the control room, John nudges Weir on Ronan. She's like, look, I don't want to just say yes because you know I'm going to say yes. He's going to be your responsibility.
That's your puppy. You better walk him.
You better walk that
pick up his
puppy.
shit, and you better feed him. Yeah, that's basically what
Emphasis
happened.
on probably picking up his shit,
Yes, yeah.
metaphorically
Destroy
speaking.
his messes. Yeah.
So in the infirmary, McKay wakes up drooling again. Here's Cadman, but doesn't see anyone in the bed next to him.
Mhm.
And before he can freak out too much, she's like, I'm on the other side of you, dude.
Dum.
Carson is next to her. They're doing great.
Yeah.
Both feel a little less crowded.
Carson's getting a little romantical.
Zelenka is next to McKay. The plan worked.
Yeah. He's
And-
getting romantical too in their own bro way.
And John compliments Cadman on surviving what would be his personal nightmare.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Could you imagine John and McKay
They
sharing?
would just immediately go into seizure because the minute they would just both fight immediately. The
there's-
second they hit
the
consciousness.
seizures would have happened way sooner.
Because it would just be constant like tug of war.
Yeah.
Yeah. He would have run himself into a wall. Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
Whatever it took.
100%.
Yeah. Yikes.
So Weir's about to leave them, but actually they want some time alone. It's been a while. And as everyone leaves, Carson gives Cadman an extra hand squeeze.
Aw,
I mean, listen. It could just be that Carson has really good bedside
No, it's
manner.
not. They're going out after this. But somehow the kisses will never match up to the first one. Because the first one was great.
And then they fade out.
The end. This was a really fun episode.
It was a
It's just
super fun
It's
episode.
just fun more than anything else.
Yeah.
Terra Award to David Hewlett.
100% David Hewlett.
Good job. What's the girl's name?
Jamie Ray Newman.
Jamie Ray Newman gets some sort of award too, because to not be there physically and still have that much presence, right on, girl.
Yeah. 100%.
That was really fun.
They get to share the Terra Award, much like they shared a brain.
Dun, 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 dun. It's a duet. Terra Award. That was fun. I want to get to the next things, and I want to keep drinking, so I'm not going to make people listen to us anymore.
Well, the next episode, so we're going to have, like I said, we have a couple fun holiday episodes coming your way.
Yeah.
The next episode we're going to be covering is SG1, The Powers That Be.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm excited. Well, it was The Ties That Bind, and now it's The Powers That Be.
Yeah, and I always confuse the titles of those two.
Right on. We'll see you guys with some holiday specials soon. Until then,
they will be better than the Star Wars holiday special, they promise.
Will they though?
It's a high bar.
Until then, find us on Twitter at Terra Podcast.
Find us on Facebook, There's No Place Like Terra.
Email us at theresnoplaceliketerra@gmail.com.
And patreon.com/theresnoplaceliketerra. Also, we want to give a slight shout out to Stargate Command, who wonderfully pointed out and propped up all of the Stargate podcasts,
which is really fucking cool. Yay! That I meant to wear my shirt and I can't find it.
Yeah. We gave you that one.
I'm gonna find it and I'm gonna wear it next time. We love you guys. Holy shit.
Bye.
Bye.
Sláinte to all of you.
Salud.